Sup, y'all? It's me, lgslli. Sign up. We're going to be continuing the story of starting with chapter 7 of Her Lie I Tried to Believe. After about Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what the hell? How did I do this? Oh, okay, I guess I clicked something by accident. Okay, chapter 7 now. Anyways, after about a day of constant driving, we finally decided to stop at the cheap motel in order to regain some of our energy. At the same time, I took it as a good opportunity to try and recollect my thoughts. They're at a motel instead. While the situation was certainly a byproduct of impulsiveness, maintaining this kind of brainless state of mind will bring us down in the long run. No matter how I looked at it, we needed a good plan if we wanted a shot at this. At first, I thought that we had a few days ahead of us, but this presumption turned out to be completely wrong. As I tried to get a better picture of the whole situation by asking her a few questions, I quickly found out that Cass was living with another hostess from the bar. That meant that even though Cass only worked once a week, the other hostess was bound to notice that she was missing. We could have contacted the girl and tried to convince her not to say a word to her boss, but this seemed to be too big of a risk for only postponing the inevitable as a result. Ultimately, we should assume that trusting someone would ultimately trigger the beginning of our downfall. I glanced at her emptily. While I'm stressing over our next set of actions, she's sleeping carelessly beside me. She seems to have almost stopped caring the moment she showed me that determination of hers. Seriously though, what am I doing? Going out of my way for what? This? Sleeping in some cheap-ass bed? Eating disgusting convenience store food? All of this because... No, what am I thinking? No matter how I look at it, I chose to be here of my own volition, right? I couldn't hold it against her. I shouldn't hold it against her. So I know that it's the darkness inside of my heart that I have yet to get rid of. The same darkness that once whispered to me to destroy her. So, did you choose where we're going, Lila? She acts shamelessly the moment we get into the car. Stop calling me that, it's disturbing. But we're eloping. I can at least call you that, right? No, we're not. Eloping would mean we're about to get married, and clearly we are not. But I want to marry you. I love you. And we're going to live together from now on, so... She rests her head on my shoulder and smiles brightly. So what? There's no logic in this. Get off of me. I shake her off with no consideration of her feelings, or her well-being for that matter. Boo, you're no fun. She sticks out her tongue like a little kid before turning away from me, sulking. Man, she's a handful. Okay, both of these people are fucking psychotic. There's something wrong with these people. I think I've decided our last destination. I've thought long and hard about this, so what about Las Vegas? She turns back to face me with renewed vigor. Sparkles in her eyes. So does that mean we're really going to get married? I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas. Wait, I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas. Back off. I've chosen this out of convenience for us, not your stupid fantasy. Well, actually, I know how much you wanted to go. She's talked about it more than once already, so I might have taken that into account. But there's no way in hell I'm ever going to say it out loud. But I don't understand. Shouldn't we avoid big cities and try our chances in the countryside instead? Try and lay low or something? Aren't we asking to be found if we go to Las Vegas? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that place is a little bit... There's too many people in Las Vegas for you to lay low. Not necessarily. The best place to hide a tree is inside a forest, correct? Logically, when you think about the best way to escape from such as a mafia, you instantly think of hiding in a remote area, far away from civilization. But isn't that exactly how our pursuers are going to think too? Maybe, but while that logic looks good on paper, it doesn't necessarily mean it will go as you anticipate. Las Vegas is known to be run by criminals, right? So it's not too far-fetched to think that people there have ties with our pursuers. If we go to a small secluded place, a village or somewhere, we'll attract a lot of unwanted attention. Everyone knows each other in those places, you know, and look at us. We're not really what you would call country bumpkins, right? If you say so. She seems unnerved all of a sudden. Is she scared? She shouldn't be. One more thing. I need her to understand this perfectly, or else this thing isn't going to be worth it. Even if they do find us, it doesn't change a thing, does it? In the end, our both lives have never really been worth living. I won't waste the rest of my days in a boring place like a village, or crawling in fear inside a hole somewhere. My life has been nothing but boredom already, so. She looks at me with big round eyes, her head tilted in bewilderment. Let's make the most of it, alright? She regains that smile of hers so naturally, a beautiful, pure, and blissful smile. The smile I would have done anything to destroy before. I was now the sole source of its existence. I should have felt felt flattered by this. I should have, but how disgusting. This guy is just weird. I'm glad he never really went with hurting her, but the fact that he was thinking about it still rubs me the wrong way. It took us another day and a half to reach our destination, so 3 days all in all, since we eloped, as Castle loved to say so much on Friday night, and we were now on Monday late in the evening. Oh my god, I've seen this place! I've seen this place! I've been here! On my trip to California, we drove to Las Vegas for a second, and I know this place! Alright, it took us At the moment we entered the heart of the city, she became ecstatic. Every street corner she was like, oh, or look, it's so beautiful. Or again, I'm gonna go there, let's go there, alright? Every time though, I just kept my eyes focused on the road, half listening to what she was saying. When I felt that she was pestering me too much, I simply repeated the same thing over and over again. What? Shut up? Excuse me. We need to find a place to crash first. Be patient, alright? She was so excited about the most trivial things that I started wondering what kind of life she had led up until then. She was a prostitute, right? Then why did she feel so much as if I was... So why did it feel so much as if I was with a kid somehow? Was this whole thing really a good idea, bringing her to a place like this, and with me of all people? One thing we didn't have to worry about, though, was our budget. I had lots of savings from my old part-time job, as well as my current full-time one. Well, current might not really be the case anymore, but whatever. Since I had always lived modestly, or more like pathetically, I had more than enough money for the both of us, and it would last for quite a respectable amount of time as well. Obviously, the first place we decided to hit was the mandatory casino. I mean, that's pretty much all there was is just to see there, so we drank a lot. While I say a lot, I mean the new drinks were popping so frequently in our hands that by the end of the night, I couldn't remember where half of them were even coming from. She looked at everything with eyes full of curiosity. The old people on their slot machines were fascinating to her. She could gaze at them for 30 minutes on end. However, the moment I asked her if she would like to try it, she looked at me with a warm smile and said, "They look so pathetic, it's almost pitiful. But when you think about it, aren't we all the same? We waste our lives routinely doing the same emotionless actions over and over again, forgetting even the meaning behind it. I wonder if there's a God, wouldn't he look at us with same pity as I'm looking at them?" I was mysteriously drawn in by her empathetic, slightly dejected expression. Before I knew it, I was in front of her, patting her head softly while gazing at her silently. I wanted to comfort her somehow, but even with all this going on, no words came out of my mouth, and so she continued. "As long as we're together, let's not do this, alright? I want this to be special, us. You don't need to push yourself. You don't need to love me. Just make sure we never forget, at least, alright? Never forget the reason why we're here right now." Interesting. She said, "As long as we're together, let's not do this. Alright, I want this to be special. Us, you don't need to push yourself. You don't need to love me." This is weird. And she's wearing the same outfit she wore years ago, but anyways, this whole sentence is weird, don't you guys think? Alright, never, I promise. So what? I took her by the hand and led her through the maze of bright and colorful machines, but it was such a good idea. But was it such an idea to agree to her request? I mean, not forgetting the reason why we're here would mean never forgetting that we're always in danger, that we're always on the run, or maybe that's what she meant by it. She also looked at me with great interest at the moment I started playing blackjack. I love blackjack! She didn't know the rules, but as soon as I explained them to her, she tried to help me sometimes, and she was smart. For that, she sure was. I almost forgot that she was once among the top of our school. To think that she had become so innocent, or maybe she had always been like that. But the way I saw her at the time, I thought she was a strong-willed woman who could do anything if she put her mind to it. But I could have been more wrong. She was fragile and delicate and pure. Any man would have been a better fit for her. Any man. Yet she was unlucky enough to choose me of all people. God damn it! What was that? Okay, it was just ... It's freaking weird. Okay, the moment we started to become really wasted was the moment where everything started to slowly crumble. What the hell is these, like... Okay. But this red box that appears at the bottom. I had to go to the bathroom because of the alcohol, obviously. The instant I came back, I started speaking with another man. Well, okay, she wasn't speaking with him as much as he was one-sidedly trying to hit on her, but whatever. Her eyes were different than when she was with me. She had a stern expression and her eyes were as cold as ice. It would have been obvious to anyone that she was giving him the cold shoulder, but not to him. I walked up to them and asked her if she knew him. I don't. He was actually leaving, right? Oh, so he's your boyfriend. Sorry, man, it's just you have such a fine woman here. I couldn't walk by her without at least trying, you know? He looked at me with a kind of smug expression that said, I tried to fuck your girl, no hard feelings, right? What did he want? I asked her plainly. Nothing. Answer me, I shouted, not minding the people around us. Obviously, most of them did turn around by my sudden outburst. She didn't want to answer. Still, after seeing the look on my face, she finally gave in, her eyes downcast toward the floor. He asked how much for the night. You just treated her like she's a prostitute? I'm sorry. He repeated once again, scratching his cheek in discomfort. But as I said, she's a very attractive girl, so leave. I uttered emotionlessly, and without even waiting, I repeated the order again. I said leave. Okay, no need to be a dick about it. Jeez, you're meant to be together, you two. I wasn't talking to you. Cass, leave. Wait for me outside while I deal with this bitch. What did you just say? The man became visibly agitated the moment the meaning behind my words reached his small-ass brain. No, Tim, come with me. I don't want to be alone. I don't care what he said. Just come with me, okay? Let's stay together. I took a stance, no longer caring if she witnessed the whole thing at this point. She hugged me tightly from behind, probably fearing I would jump on the guy. What are you doing? Stop, you idiot. Before I could shake her off, I was punched in the face by the man in front of me. He probably took it as an opportunity to take me by surprise. Luckily, I was able to keep myself from stumbling, though, because if I had, I would have definitely fallen on her. A second blow followed, and obviously I had no other choice but to take it yet again. In the end, I had to fall on my knees before she finally understood what was happening to me, and decided to protect me from the uproar instead. Leave him alone! Ew, no. Leave him alone! Don't you see he's in no position to fight anymore? The guy did stop by her words, but before leaving, he said something along the lines of, next time, know with whom you are dealing with, punk, and as though he just conquered the whole world. I couldn't move for a while. She kept hugging me tightly as if it would actually help me feel better. I sensed rage welling up inside me, and it certainly didn't help that the only words she thought to say were, I'm sorry, baby, I'm so sorry. Her useless apologies only made my anger worse. I got up from the ground without as much looking at her and started walking away from the nearest bar. I wanted to be left alone. I knew what would happen if she kept on nagging me, but sure enough, there was nowhere else for her to go. What is this red box? I drank a couple of shots on my own. She sat next to me with her sad-looking eyes, but I ignored her. She didn't ask for a drink herself, nor did she try to start a conversation. She simply kept looking at me. I was the center of her whole world. That's how I felt at that very instant. After that, I went outside gloomily. I was so drunk, I don't even know how I was able to walk straight. That is, if I was walking straight in the first place. Bruh, why did she stop him? Like, I would have beat that man's ass. It was nighttime already, maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. She was shivering for some reason. She kept repeating that she was cold multiple times over. I didn't really understand how it was possible since it was relatively hot at the moment. Yeah, it's really fucking hot in Las Vegas. Last time I went there. And we were both drunk anyway, so who cared? I lit a cigarette and looked absent-mindedly at a single point in space. That was until... Hold me. Please, I'm cold. She wanted me to hug her, ridiculously enough. Get lost. She was annoying. But I want to be close to you, please. She hadn't shifted her gear even after I had been so cold toward her. She never did, actually, but tonight was even worse. She was blatantly showing her dependence on me. No. She approached me nonetheless. The moment her hands touched me, I pushed her hard to the ground. Oh, sweetheart, no. She fell on her butt painfully. Others were looking at me. It seemed I was taking on the role of the bad guy tonight. I couldn't care less, though. I didn't feel anything. I glanced at her emotionlessly. She staggered back to her feet rather quickly, and as she did, her smile was still intact on her face. She walked towards me with that sweet smile, and said, again. She wanted to be pushed again. What the fuck was her problem? Not that I really minded. When she touched me again, I pushed her the exact same way. Again, she stumbled to the ground painfully and then got back on her feet eagerly and walked up to me with that pure expression of hers. I started laughing. How the fuck could she be so stupid? Couldn't she understand that I was furious right now? Could I even understand it myself? I pushed her the moment her fingers grazed my arm. On the ground, she laughed, well, like me, I guess, but this time she had a harder time getting back up. People were eyeing us as though we weren't human or something, as if we were another species entirely. You're such an airhead sometimes. What the fuck? My anger had vanished completely thanks to her stupid act. I helped her back to her feet and we went back into the casino anew. What? She was happy. She locked arms with me and was holding me so tightly I had no other choice but to leave her to her own devices. We walked past a variety of table games, all of which had different ways for us to carelessly lose money. She took notice of one in particular. I want to try this one. Give me 20. Alright. I gave it to her happily, somewhat intrigued by her sudden desire to play a game. Since we arrived, she had been more of an observer, happy to watch me gamble, with no interest in participating herself. She puts the chip the croupier gave to her on the 0. Wait, you do know how it works, right? Yeah, what of it? You know you only have one chance out of 37 if you play like this. Sure. The roulette wheel began turning and turning until it slowly but surely lost momentum. Soon enough, the little ball slowed down to a stop. And sure enough, the winning number wasn't... Wait, what? Yay, I won, babe! How is this fucking possible? Yeah, I know, less than 3% is still more than 0, still. She won $700. She wanted to give it to me, but I couldn't accept it, even if she didn't necessarily work for it. It felt as though she had used a lot of her unused luck to win it. She bought us 2 bottles of wine, and we finished the night at the hotel. Ooh, this is different art style. Beautiful. Anyways, she was on top of me. She had yet to insert me inside of her. She looked at me with those passionate eyes of hers. She had a letter opener in her hands. It was lying around the bedside table, I think. The moment she noticed it, she picked it up hastily as though she had just the greatest idea. A letter opener? What is the hold on, let me Google that. What is a letter opener? I never heard of that before. No, wait, is it a knife? Hold on, my mind is going to the darkest place right now. Why is my phone not working? What the hell? Bruh, work! Okay. Letter opener. Oh my god, it's a knife! Oh no. She's a masochist? That's when she said, I want to write my name on your body with this, can I? What the fuck? Sure. What? Ow! Why am I gushing at this? I'm like, what the hell? Carelessly and without even breaking eye contact with her, I looked at her every motion with great fascination. She applied pressure on my stomach. Ew, why at the stomach? Why can't it be at the chest or something? On my stomach with the edge of the thing, but it didn't do much good, unfortunately. Her name was there alright, but it wouldn't take long before it disappeared. She was too soft. Still, she was satisfied with the result. I wasn't. She looked at my stomach contemplatively. I took the opportunity to grab the hand with which she read the limb and push it hard onto my belly. What are you? This is how you do it if you really want to appropriate me. Do it properly. Appropriate you? What the fuck am I reading? I didn't reply to her. My eyes were enough to convey the depth of my thoughts. I don't want to hurt you. If you don't want to, then get off of me. What am I reading? Oh my god. She cried. Right then and there, she cried. But at the same time, she started carving her name into my body thoroughly. Because those weren't tears of sorrow. She was genuinely happy. Yo, they're freaks. These people are freaks. How long has it been since I started this video? 18 minutes? Yeah, we can stop here. What the hell? What the hell am I playing? I'm like, this is not even a game. This is a visual novel. What is this? What is this? Oh my gosh. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been almost 20 minutes. What the fuck? What the fuck?